or Sri Aurobindo was talking in his fifth dream. And that has been sort of, if you look at the complete detailing of it also, uh, whether that dream was fulfilled from beginning, or it was having some interruption, or there was some different thinking in the beginning and suddenly it got changed and all. So that's why that age old idea of having perfect man in a perfect society I was, and we'll find that this consistency is very much there. So I'm just going through few you can say uh, examples in a limited time, and then we'll stop. Not go through the entire document because the entire document itself is about 100. But what I'm trying to tell you, an overview sort of thing is, there is research done here. You can see some of the evidences from the or the modern governance and modern management or economics and all. If you have parallels and the evidences from Vedas and the Upanishads, then good amount of work is done in that. Uh, these are some of the details which are available, and what can be this model of organic way of organization that has been structured very well, and it was based on the idea of Panchabhutans and what should be the Yamaniyamas and how it should be connected with the Patanjali Yoga Sutras. Everything has been streamlined. And then Upanishads and Gita, they have this model very clearly written. So here we see from Vedanta and Gita, just one table has been made, that which are the major issues which are faced by the individuals and the ideas which are needing crystallization in the modern enterprise, what can become like good inputs to the management. So there are issues about identity crisis, there are issues about values and ethics and morality, how individual should behave and live, and individual is always perplexed about what are the duties and what are not my duties, what should be my role for this particular point of times. And there is a fundamental question about why I should work, what is motivation for my working, why I am supposed to do something. And in modern world, there are different theories put up by the psychology people that there is a maintenance factors and there are motivational factors, or there is a Herzberg theory and X and Y theory, Abraham Maslow's theory. So many theories have been put up, but India is able to go. Indian scriptures have been able to go even deeper than that when they try to say that there is why I should work, or why uh, what is work and what is not work. Kim karma kim karmiti kavayo petra mohita. So they have gone to the root of the whole thing, that what will be qualified as a work and what is not work, and in fact what I should do and why I should do that, why I should do my work. That is the fundamental question which even modern times also people are perplexed with. How I should spend my day, my month, my year, and in fruitfully, so that I will be happy and I will fulfill my role, and I will also in the process become something better and help others to become better. So that these are the fundamental issues which are eternally there and still very relevant. And then you can imagine that it is in India that they have been addressed very deeply, and these are just the summarizations of how you can say these issues are tackled by Indian scriptures. Just the beginning of the shloka is given here. And what is the purpose of individual's life? What should be the vision of his life or her life? How to set a goal for life, and how to stop distraction and dispassion. Uh, how to stop distraction and dissipation of my mental energies. So these are the very practical, fundamental problems which everybody is facing. How should I spend my time, and how to manage the stress, how to let go things and just surrender to a process where we can get lasting peace, and how to persist in a particular mission, not to stop once we start it, how a group can be formed, what is the rule for getting together, and what are the models of leadership, how a leader should behave in a different situation, what can be the difference between manager and leader. So you see, in short, so much can be said. The detail I can go on telling about that, but purpose is just to give you a overview of major issues which are there in the any society, psychological, managerial issues, administrative issues, because ultimately everything is about a dream of creating perfect man in a perfect society. How to make a strifeless society where there will be no exploitation, there will be no swallowing of higher forces by the low. I mean, higher forces will not swallow the lower forces, or what we call as the Matsya Nyay. Matsya Nyay means bigger fish will always eat the smaller fish. So that is a law good for the subhuman level. When it comes to the human level, then it should not be that. That's why a higher law has to be found out. So how the leader should behave? He can be punitive and scolding to the wrongdoer, and should not mince any words when he wants to improve someone. But at the same time, he should be very caring and protective to the person who is deserving, and take utmost care of it. The welfare management principle. So all these things you can see there are so much to be done, and there are in epics also. If you look at our epics and the major shastras, how the inputs can be generated for that, that also can be seen there. I've just made some ideas, summarize them, and you can see there is a fundamental, very clearly and broadly brought out from the key concepts. So whether it is the Vedas or the Upanishads or epics, Ramayana, Mahabharata, the Gita, Dharma Shastra, Artha Shastra, and in Smrutis, Kautilya Artha Shastra, then there is a Apastamba Karika and Shukra Samhita, Manusmriti. So much of literature is there. Unlimited literature, Chatak Kathas, Subhashit Sangra. They all are ultimately giving you some ideas about human life and management of human life. So when you go through the whole thing, you will realize that yes, it is possible that in different zones of Indian history, which last time also we saw to some extent, in the age of classical creation or in the age of the influence of different kingdoms and the Janapadas and arts and culture also, in different parts of India, this actually has happened. So you'll find it in Pallavas and Kadamba and Parmaras and Pal and Sena, Ahoms, Cheras, Chola, and Satvahanas, Mauryas. Everywhere you find the same thing people have followed. And so that has been ultimately, you can say, quintessence of that has come into the Dharmas and Shastra, the key texts which India has produced. So there is three main texts, that is Kautilya's Arthashastra, Manusmriti, and Yajnavalkya Smriti. In that also, if those people who want to do more scholarly basis things, in your course it is not expected, don't worry. But I'm just giving you overview. Those who are interested, those who feel that yes, there has to be a more proof of what we are talking, then from those scriptures also you can find so much of verse by verse, uh, examples after examples are quoted, so that we will come to know about all these things. So this is from Kautilya and Apastambakari. And there is also Niti literature like Panchatantra, Hitopadesha, Subhashita. There also you find so much of relevant pieces are given. And then they all went abroad, means as I said, Indian spirituality all the time was flooding the world, as it is going to happen now. It is already happening now. So that time also you'll find Panchatantra was translated by Sasanian king uh, Chosroes. In the old Arabic translation is available. Greek translation was also followed by Italian, German, Slavonic translations were done. and Hebrew translation was done. Then Latin translation was brought by Jonas de Capua, and then East Turkish translation was done. So Persian translation was called Anwari Suhail by Hussein ibn al Wais, which in turn was the basis of several translations into European and Asian languages, whether it is Turkish or Georgian or French, Swedish, English, German, Dutch, Hungarian, Malay, and so on. So why it has happened that all our scriptures, not only big scriptures like Mahabharata and all, but also even small things like Panchatantra, got so much translation because it was having some things relevant for the entire human life, and they thought that this is very useful thing. That's why they got it in their own language, and it went on spreading. So many names are suddenly changing because if you see, if you go to the Mongolian area or the Tibetan area and all, same names will look very different. We can't even read it also. So this is a name which in Sanskrit means Niti Shastra by Nagarjuna. So and there are some other names which are Ghatakosha Nama or Arya Kosha by Ravi Gupta. But all such great literature was translated and localized and was used by the local people, local kings and the administrators and the managers and the traders as their, you can say, inspiration for the way they move the things. And that's another very detailed thing which we can look for, how it went from one part of the world to the other part of the world. But that's what I think we have for today. I will not stretch it further. I have given you overview of the whole thing for today. First was the five dreams, and then I also given you a little bit about the overview of Niti Ayoga's document, and then I was telling you a little bit about um, how all our literature, right from Vedas, Upanishad to the Panchatantra, was full of this wisdom of human psychology, group psychology, the administration, leadership, management, and so on, governance. And that's why it got translated in so many world languages. So that is, I think, what we had for today. I'll stop here unless you have some questions. Thank you.